up? Boom shakalaka laka. Hopefully everything is working and everything is good. Hope you all are doing well. Let's get into it. Um, Real quick recap: we're making a 3D render in an abandoned classroom of this boxer, like a portrait shot, and going through the process. There's been 3 previous streams. If you haven't seen them, you can skim through them, or not. You don't have to see the previous ones to understand what's going on. But right now we have a environment model together that's going to be what's seen in the set, and we're putting together the foliage and then some of the assets. All of this is already UV'd. So now we're just worried about the foliage. I decided I wanted to do the foliage in ZBrush, so we're gonna get this environment in there and just get started doing some vines, doing some stuff like that. Here's a light loose sketch and a recap of kind of the overall vibe we're going for. Yeah, so let's get to it. I bet. I'm gonna shrink this back down. We're going to pop open, well, yeah, I think I have the file already ready. We'll see. Big Z, let me shrink you down now, because I like my space. Okay, you go there. Oh, custom UI, don't freak out. If this isn't the ZBrush you're used to seeing. I like the colors because it evokes like a sunrise, so it's not depressing. I like it. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's the general gist and the general idea. Oh wait, tool import, my bad. Brain moment. It's been a little bit since I used ZBrush. Obviously, I sculpted made Kenji, so I know how to use ZBrush. It's just been a little bit. Make sure I know where my files are. Did I put them in scenes? I did. ZBrush, prepacked, EMV. So I think I got it, but I might have to warm up a little bit. Right. Let's see how this came in. Oh, it came all together. That's beautiful. Nice. Okay. So, what do I want to do? Okay, so we're just gonna put vines all over this thing. And yeah. Probably put a pseudo ceiling in for some of the stuff, but let's get to it. I hope the music's also working. But I don't really have a setup where I'm using all my devices to stream, so I don't have the setup where I can check the stream, but I will check it afterwards, because I think in the beginning of the last one, there's like some echoes going on, so hopefully that's fixed. Brain, okay, yeah. Just hit big 3, just in case. And then kind of what we're working on here. So remember where I stopped is I wanted something like over the sink. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use curve tool to then start placing a few. How's that? How's that precise? Way too big. Alright. Okay, a little too small. Wait, actually? Is it though? How big are vines? That's why we need reference. Where are my vines at? I don't think it's too big at all. I think this is exactly what we need. Which worries me about the poly count, but it's we're doing this high def. Otherwise we would have done image planes. Okay. Go back. Whoops. Okay. I want you two to be side by side. My concept sketch, which I know it's kind of wild calling it a concept sketch, but just bear with me. So real quick mock up, just so I can get an idea of where I'm putting them. I think I want to start with the ones kind of going off the top and coming down. So like, let's say one kind of like is running along to the top. And then it's coming down and growing through the wall. Into the drain, something like that. Yeah, then we can play with it a bit more. Let us stroke. Come on. Curve. Block start. Elastic. Alright, you come up. Yeah, man, can't figure this gonna happen. Oh, oops. Oh, well, I'll do that afterwards. As I said, it's been a little bit. Don't expect it to be perfect. It's been a while. I used to eat, sleep, and ZBrush for a bit, and then I started my film being like the doer of everything, and my ZBrush time had to go down after I made the character. I kind of wanted to like, you know what I'll do instead is I'll loop it here. Yeah, I know I just did all that for nothing, but bear with me. This isn't going to be in frame, so how it starts doesn't matter. It's just that holy crap. After it gets done, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, because we're not going to see it. So, like that. Let's stretch out a little more and then turn off the elasticity. Split unmask. Just gonna rename this fine. Should probably number it. Line 1. There we go. I don't think that really matters, yeah, in the grand scheme. So I'm gonna curvy is gone, but let's save that. Yeah, it's like little things that I need to. Google tab open for a reason. How to brain. How to learn ZBrush. It's really simple. I know it is. Control click on the mask area. That right. I was doing that anyways. Coming home after a long time. I don't wrap completely tightly, but they're still definitely closer. What are you even dealing with? Okay, I see it. get this a bit above, kind of get the general line shape. Yeah, because then I can literally just make a few leaves and start placing them. But yeah, so that's that. Here's my little vine. I want to work on the contact with the sink though. I don't want this to work. How does it usually work? That's a tree. That's not a vine. That's also a tree. It's fine, guys. I know the difference between tree and vine. How things fall and wrap around with vines. Here it seems to just be taking the average, you know, kind of more like a curve, and also like nothing grew on that part. Here, okay, and then here. Yeah, I'd say what I have seems a bit more accurate. It's not like sagging, and it's kind of low-key just taking the average of its destination. It's not a rope, it's a vine. So it's a living creature. Plant brief. Okay. Creature feature. Okay, right. I'm going to leave this here for now. And we'll go back to it later. Alright, bet. What else do I need? I need kind of a similar thing, but on the other side. Maybe I should have brought in the walls. I think I'm gonna bring in the walls, but like as a separate layer that I can toggle them on and off. Because I know they're getting in the way and they're gonna get annoying. But just to have a base to draw stuff off of. Yeah. Walls, don't need the beam. Yeah, you're a wall too. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. ZPP. ZPP walls. ZBrush prefab. That's what I'm calling it. Export. Okay. Import. Just use my pen. Lol. Oh, whoops. Great. Boom. We're back here. We weren't here. Was I here? There we go. Pen. There we go. And the walls. Okay. Off. Those are little walls. Little wally. Yeah. I'm gonna turn this off and just have it as the base that we use. Oh wait, no, these are the walls. Okay, Yeah. Uh, not TPP walls. You are ENV assets in the environment. Okay. ZPP woes. Okay. How do I want this to go? Kind of just more random on this one. Should I have it stick to the surface? Could I just do it as a texture? Well, I want shadow on it, actually. Yeah, we'll have it a bit in front. I don't want to have it directly on the thing. Still get away with doing this. Okay. Yeah. This is what's showing in frame. One is kind of like trying to get over here, but doesn't quite make it. Bruh. I think it was like around one. Yeah, I know. Okay. I'm gonna draw it from the top. And then I'll drag it down. I think I like doing that the best. Bone stroke. Elastic. Let's split this off. These are like, they're still the same thing, right? They're still attached, right? Nothing over here. Oh, it's got all twisted up. Lady Dimesh isn't the best thing in this case scenario. Okay. Whatever. Nothing again here. I think I want a bit of curve before this drop. Okay. I want one that's on the wall, kind of low key coming out of the ceiling. do it from this side. Hello. Of like vine growth. And then how do vines choose where to grow by actually searching for support structures such as trees, walls, using touch sensitive movements called thigmotropism. They employ techniques like twinning stems, clinging aerial roots, or colliding tendrils to hook onto objects that allow them to reach. So I just realized I didn't put any handles on my cabinets. Let's see. So I have to imagine what it's using is it's growing into the shells to use that as a kind of hook to hold it. So it's like, you know, it might be going through the door, clinging on there. Probably in the upper ceiling part, there's some like cracks in the ceiling that I can texture in so that it's going in there. Yeah. Damn, live streaming and working is kind of hard. Which I know nobody's watching this and it's not like a high quality stream, but like yeah, let me think, okay. So, in this context, I assume based on this explanation, the vines would be growing down because they're trying to essentially grow towards the window. But at the same time, they would technically also be growing up because their natural instinct is instinct. Their kind of natural pattern is to grow upwards, and then also there wouldn't be any reason for them to go down into the building. They'd be trying to go up, I guess, to like get the sunlight that's coming from the cracks. So, but these are kind of like, well, these are draped vines, but like this is clearly, I won't say clearly, but it looks like something that somebody built, like a set. Maybe not, but because we know where the windows are. We place the lights in locations where the windows are. They're on the opposite walls to the set. So it makes sense that they'd be growing in that direction. And then cracking and growing through the cracks of the walls for those same reasons. So everything should have a pull kind of this way, away from the sets. Like our sets here, the background's there, and then everything else is kind of, the vines are kind of pushing this way. I think that makes sense. I think. But maybe I should stream at a better time too, because I'm like, man, I want to go to sleep. But you know, that's also kind of like the reaction to, oh, challenge an unfamiliar thing. Brain, sleep, 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 and I just gotta be like, no, be quiet. All right. Okay. Is it still on elastic? It is. Okay. I want to do like this, and then have it come down, and yeah, in this direction. Okay, bro. And just try to grow towards, you know, like that. Maybe our long line or something like that. I just want to kind of like, you know, be on the table a little bit. Alright, let's turn off elastic. You diga, c'est ça. Whoops. Okay, okay. Come here. Bring this out. Oh wow, that is a wobbly little line, isn't it? Alright, the start's still locked. This is still here. Oh, whoops. I want to bring you over. Like that. And then I want to bring this down. Okay, well, I'm going to do one thing at a time. Bring you down. Then bring you up. Wake me up before you go. Oh, this guy sucks. Oh, brother. Okay, so here. And I think it's kind of just like, well, you know, we're coming from a window, we're in a set, and the sun is rising and falling. The sun is, you know, and so it's kind of like a little, well, I just want to wind it, okay? It's gonna be windy. It's more interesting. Things don't go in straight lines. But let's just do it from straight above, so I don't have to worry about that. I understand the idea of like going into the sink. That's where the water is and stuff, you know. Few leaves can fall over the edge. It can sag on some parts here, and then come up. All right, we're done with the stroke. I'm gonna separate it. The tool, right? Right? Yeah. This is the third line. Whoops. Ha ha ha. Mask. Really? Was this not mask? Are these not the same thing? Okay, oh well. Undo. Switch parts. Okay. Woohoo. My naming system works now. Or does it? I don't know. There's only 3 vines, right? That's vine 1. This is vine. Did I make a copy? Is that what this is? This is vine 3 and vine 3. Yeah. Alright, bye bye. Yep. I deleted the wrong one. I can't go back. It was the subtool. Okay. Now I can draw it on better. Yeah. Oh God. All right. Money. I think the next stream I want to do would be starting to work back on Mailroom. I'm pretty sure I uploaded, maybe I just streamed it. I had some stuff on here about Mailroom. I had to take a break from that to work on my capstone, but it hasn't been abandoned. That's gonna be what I work on next. Or some 3D render challenge competition stuff. Those are kind of like the areas because I was doing and I was going kind of hard into character art the previous year, and then but I like learned lighting compositing, well, kind of more so compositing, less on the lighting end, and then I'd taken those courses, practice lighting compositing in my film, where I was like, okay, I'm gonna do all the things that I specialize in, so character art and then lighting compositing. So I got to have fun with those, and most recently I just lighting compositing. That's literally what I spent from December to March doing, just lighting compositing. And so because of that, I was not in ZBrush, I was in Nuke almost the entire time. Nuke and Maya. And then a team, not even really any After Effects. Well, I was using After Effects, but that wasn't like what I was focusing on. But yes, I was using After Effects. But because of that, it was like my baby ZBrush. I was like, man, ZBrush, like a year or two ago, I was like, man, ZBrush is the best 3D program. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, the UI, the blah, blah. I made my own UI. Which, the custom UI isn't as custom as you would think. Like, you can move the windows, but you can't move the buttons themselves. You can't, I'm sure you could, code in your own buttons, but I don't do that. But, I want to find more work and more workflows that kind of combine the two. If I can, well, because not when I said the two, I don't mean compositing, but I mean sculpting and doing lighting and compositing, which is why I'm like, look development, because I can create unique styles, have fun with kind of, creating a look, how things are gonna be, and the methodology for that, because there's the artistic side of, oh yes, there's this look that I want to do and fill out the style and things like that, but I feel there's more on the content at the end versus the technical figuring out of, okay, how do we achieve this look, what are the nuances, how can we push this in 3D. I kind of really enjoy that a ton, so getting into more stuff like that. And so Last One Standing was kind of like a style piece, which I guess the trailer's posted on my Instagram, but it's more of a style piece. And then whatchamacallit, so is the film prior to that, Punk Tactics trailer, also on my Instagram. And yeah, because it's like once I got into 3D, it was about pushing the look, it was pushing the style. It was like, your job is not animator, it's not to do the acting and things like that, it's to make the visual still elements that are going to carry the story. So you're gonna build the characters, you're gonna build the rigs, you're gonna do all this stuff. And so because of that, I lean more into style exploration than storytelling, and using style exploration for storytelling. And so the film's kind of leaning into that, what I spend my time studying. Do I like how this lines up here? I like this little droop here, and I wish I could get more of that. Do I want it to run up around the handle? I don't think that makes sense when you consider the depth. But at the same time, I don't think a vine wants to free hang. Because they're talking about the aerial roots, so I don't think it's looking to free hang, so I think it would hook around. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, and then the contact point over here, I don't know, it feels more like a wire, but I guess that's how vines operate. What angle are we seeing this from again? It's in the background, you're gonna see it, and the shadow's gonna be on the wall, so it's gonna be similar to this, maybe a little lower. I'm gonna push it a little closer to the wall. Yeah, because when it's on the well, it's not gonna be this exact angle. This could work if it's like this. Yeah, because you can still see a little bit of the top of the table. So yeah, I think it creates visual interest enough, and the leaves will kind of come down and perk up a little bit in the back. And then for the leaves, honestly, I'll probably just make a few, place them in Maya, just for it to snap them around. And it'll be like the stem leaf, so the stem just sticks directly into the vine. Okay. Yeah, I like this. I'm gonna leave this for now, we can refine later. We on go. Let me save. That's another thing. I didn't save, so I couldn't like go back and save as strand. What's the top file? Hold on. Where's my mouse? Cancel. What's my top thing? Assets E and V. Let's just throw in something and pull a triangle. Not triangle. Where's my star? I like the star. Where you at? There we go. Turn you off. Whoops. Turn you off. And then save as vines sculpts. Save. Okay. Just want to verify. Nice. Bet. Alright, let's go. What do I want the next? I want the next one to be the one off the ceiling. I just feel like I want to do that one. So give me my walls. Zippy walls. Okay. How do I want? I think for this, I'm just gonna use the hanging ones as reference. It's literally where I got it from. We on go, brush. Come here. BC 9. One of many BC 9s. There we go. It's almost completely straight. Yeah. I think that's the simplest one I'm gonna do. Make sure it looks good in all perspectives. Yeah, it works. Especially for the angles when you're seen from. Just gonna split, unmasked. gonna be Vine 4. We won't forget the one we lost, but we do it. I'm bringing sexy back. Okay, take it to the good one. All right, let's redo Vine 2. Bring it back to life. Our lost comrade. Me when I'm in the arms of an angel. All right. Oh yeah. I am. Oh, the stroke is still here. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, that's so funny. Man, I should have held a funeral for you, bro. That would have been funnier. Not a little funeral for a lost stroke. Well, I guess you could say it was a stroke of good luck. A stroke of good fortune. Is that what people say? A stroke of... I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, it's a stroke of genius. Let's pull this a bit. Pull this a bit. It just helps smoothen it out a bit when you pull it. Is this how the Vine would act? There's gonna be some money. I'm gonna leave it, bro. All right, let's split this off. Split unmasked. All right, let's turn this off just so I can make sure I know what I'm doing. Okay. Rename. You are Vine 2. Stand proud, Vine 2. You are strong. Gang? Okay. Me when sexy returns. Alright. Boom, 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 boom. I prefer this over placing the midget planes. Yeah, I think I'm like waking up at like 3 and 4 a.m. because like at first I was reversing my clock and then I was staying up, but one day I just stayed up the whole day. Like, you know, I stayed up and then it was 8 a.m. and then I went to work out and then I had breakfast and then, you know, I did my day, did my work. Because I try to do something off time so I can, you know, spend the day working on like my actual work, and then have some chill time afterwards to do this. But now this is just like, oh, wow, well, I woke up at 4 a.m. I guess I'll stream. You know, all right, stream time, here we go. Okay, yeah, I wanted another one kind of coming from the same spot, but crossing over this and coming down here. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna start here though. Whoops. I'm bringing sexy back. This return policy kinda sucks. I want a full refund. Be bored, I just be saying stuff. I'm sorry. off log start, make it elastic, add this section here, gang. I'm gonna lock the end then. Alright, whatever. Stroke. Where you at? Elastic, stretch. Monkey D. That's my boy. Okay. Oh, is it the stretch points that it does that? And then I wanted to kind of try to stay on here a little longer. Nature's so cool, man. Alright, let's turn off. Turn elasticity off. Big hammer of things of hammer, stroke, bend start. Big lid. I don't know. It wasn't gonna let me move the front. Stroke. Lock and stroke. I know it's not lock start. I don't think it makes this thing to me anyways. I could always just combine two. I also have to consider, is anyone ever seeing this part? Or is this just head candy? Yeah, it's not gonna be seen, so it's really just the idea and the idea behind what we see. There we go. Big words, sometimes words big. When big word, me think on big word. Cute wife. Wife gone. Okay. it starts fully locked. Okay. Alright, well, top down approach. Just make it wind more. Alright, let's try to get bigger strokes in. We already have the general shape we want. Not you up here. Can move you over, move you here. Move you over, move you here. That didn't work. Go away. Here. Is it fine if I do some stuff off stream? I think that it's everything where I want to touch on it bit by bit as I'm working on other things. Yeah, I feel like I can get rid of some of the mundane tasks and just, you know, like when the Minecraft YouTubers are like, oh, so I did a little bit of mining off stream and it's just like 10 chests of like 64 diamond stacks. It's like, alright, bro. No. I want to do this partially if I can make it look nice and turn out well and well managed and all that, then I want to like use for portfolio and things like that. So I will be making every part of this. I also got some competitions at the rookies, which I'm not sure if this is like, I'm not gonna say I'm not sure. I wasn't intending on making this like, oh yes, this is competition level of look at the glorious things I can do. I just want the lighting to look good. That's the main focus. Everything else is just like, ah yes, this is practice and content, you know, I can do some stuff. But the focus is gonna be the lighting. That's kind of what I'm focusing on. Lighting and then comp. Yeah, and then mailroom will be where I make all those alien characters because we have a ton of concept art that I need to make. Yeah, there's a lot. I gotta make at least like 8 different characters, so that's gonna be a series on its own. And that'll definitely get me warm. After the first one, I'll be warmed up. Because, you know, the theory is still in my head. It's just the, yes, doing of the thing, the speed, and the thinking speed. You know, I was a 1500 in chess. And then I stopped playing for a bit, and now I'm at 1300. You know, it's just a matter of, I gotta warm up. Okay. What layer is it on? Let's split this, and then I'll cut the stream, because I'm tired. And I woke up at 4 a.m. and I was like, yeah, I got it. He did not have it, folks. He did not have it. Okay, this is Vine 5. Rename Vine 5. We're gonna save. Alright, I'll tap on it some more. I might just have it open and like do a few vines, because you know I'm compositing a live action set, trying to get the camera track to match, registering for film festivals, looking for jobs, doing all this stuff, and it's like, all right, while one thing is loading, I want to do something else. So instead of, well, on top of like reading and other things, I can throw in a few vines while I wait for my 10 gigabyte plain plate to render out, you know. But yeah. Alrighty, that's that. Let's put a wraps on this. I saved, right? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna save here too. I'm gonna close this out. Close you. Nope, just the tool. Yeah. Direction we're going, all this is UV'd. I think I can lay out the UDIMs here real quick. Right, probably already. No, I'm not. Perspective, layout, save layouts, my bad. UV editor. Yeah, it's not laid out yet. Let's get these groups together. There's the baking soda box. You go with the rest of the props. Okay. I think it's all of them. This is the small props group. UV shell. UV shell. Shake. Da-da-da-dum. There we go. We've got the microscope. Does it really need all that? We'll see. The beam is gonna be in with the, where are you? Why is soft select on? Room. I want room and beam in the same thing. So modify layout. Okay, I think we can fit a bit more in there. We'll see, we'll see. I think I can actually fix how it's laid out though, because we could definitely maximize the space a bit more. Modify layout. There we go. Let's get, we have our shelves. I just want enough tile space for the, yeah, let's let these be their own thing, it's fine. We got the shelves. These are all on UDIM. The room, the table, how's the table doing? Is the table and the shelves in the same thing? They're not. Should they be? I'll put the table with the microscope, and then I'll let the shelves be their own thing, because I kind of want that to be a highlight. But you know, microscope wasn't going to be that big. Layout. Oh, there's a better way to do this. I could treat the microscope like a hero prop. Is that what I want? Yeah, I'll just have it be a 2K map. It's cool. Okay, table. Is this how the table was before? Okay, that's why probably then. The beam with the room. And what if I were to combine them? What's that giving me? Microscope. You. We got you. Wonder if we can maximize the space, modify layout. Yeah, because it's not like the texture is going to be super detailed. How's the sync? It'll be fine. I'll just make it 4K. Okay. Cut that out. That should be everything. Awesome. No crappy overlaps or anything like that. Alright. Save. A little environment together. I guess I should make a layer for that. It can be made in the lighting file, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we'll save. Anything I want to do in here? I'll took around with the base light setup for right now, just for a few seconds. Lights. I was like, if it's gonna be outside, I want to add a directional, and you know, show off these a bit. Because bottom line, I'm getting rid of all these lights, but you know, just so we can see. It's been a while since we looked at it, and I want to look at it. Arnold, no, it's not Arnold. Lights for you. There we go, directional. Alright, let's move this out of the way so I can see it. This is the general gist of how I wanted the light to come. Okay. Let's open render view and start messing with these lights. Film. Where's my key? I think I'm lying with these fills. There we go. Yeah, you're not gonna be a key though for a Psych, that's the wrong number. I also have the character, you know, the character is also built specifically for the lighting setting of the boxing ring. So there's like specific lighting that works with him. I'll lightly go away from the ceiling when the time comes, or I like build the windows and the cracks. I wanted a hole in the ceiling somewhere around here, which will just be an opacity map. But as our fill's done, not really doing anything right now. Where are you? 15, 20. It's there, it exists. at 17 for now. Leave it at 12 for now. Yeah, this light's gonna have to be, well, this color's gonna have to be on the other side, but I like it. You don't want it to be heavy on the wall. I'll do this one, see how this looks. Yeah, because it's at least more evenly lighting the room. Oh, which, not this one, you. Bro, what am I doing? Fill light 1 and fill light 3. 3, okay, 3 is what it's supposed to be. And then 1, which is closest to the character, kind of washes out some of the skin because it's so bright. Built Kenji specifically for low lit environments. She still works, but I like to, the clearness is to emphasize shadow, so you can be top lit, heavy shadow, all that. Fix the surfacing, subsurface in the glove. There shouldn't be any. Yeah. So there'll be some divines in here, depth of field, be some sparkles and god rays kind of coming through. And then, you have a focus path kind of leading to here. So we kind of like blurred here and then kind of in focus here and then all the way blurred back there. All right, depth of field, boom, pow. Let's save this, increment, close this, and pack it up. That was a good stream, y'all. 1 hour 30. I am going to go back to sleep and get a few hours before I go work out. Deuces.